Right now, look at some of the damage across some of the most heavily populated parts of southern Maine right now after a rush of severe thunderstorms pushed through the area today, brought heavy rain, lightning, and for a period, hail. You are looking at just some of the viewer images that you've sent us from the damage in your neighborhoods. We'll be talking a lot about that this half hour as well. Welcome to News 7 Maine at 5. I'm Brian Yacono.
And I'm Amanda Hill. Want to check in with Ryan Breton for our first look at the forecast. Hey there, Ryan.
Amanda and Brian, seems like that one supercell thunderstorm, which came right from Westbrook into Portland, South Portland, and Cape Elizabeth, produced a lot of hail in the initial stages when it was back near Westbrook in Portland, and then a lot of wind as it went into South Portland and Cape Elizabeth. The combination of the pouring rain and the hail created this scene. This was just about an hour ago off Brighton Ave near the Westbrook line in Portland. The hail and the rain kind of clogging up the storm drains, causing this. This is another shot from Brighton Ave thanks to Hannah in Portland. You can see the hail just piled up here. Right now, we only have one severe thunderstorm warning in the state. There are some clusters of storms mainly in central and northern Maine. Southern Maine now much drier. This severe thunderstorm warning on the mid-coast is up until only 5 o'clock, so it's essentially expiring now. And there you go. It's now gone away. And you can see why. The storm has weakened. You can see the deep reds have now kind of faded to the yellows and oranges. But still, you're getting a downpour with some thunder and lightning going right through Rockland. And it's still a little intense up around Jefferson. This is the tip of Damascotta Lake there. And that'll be headed southward toward Waldoboro. But the warning drop, meaning damaging wind gusts and big hail, no longer a concern there. These are some of the damage reports around the Portland area. The Jetport had a wind gust to 69 miles per hour as that thunderstorm came through just before 3:30. Then as it crossed South Portland into Cape Elizabeth, there was a personal weather station near Pond Cove. Now, we don't know the height of this, whether it was up on a roof or down at the ground level, that reported a wind gust to 80 miles per hour. And there is extensive tree damage in South Portland and Cape Elizabeth, especially from about Pleasant Hill back toward South Portland High School. We'll have much more on what's out there now and what's ahead for the weekend coming up in a few minutes.
Ryan, thank you. Want to toss things over to Bailey Kornick now, who has a look at some of the damage in the greater Portland area. Hi, Bailey.
Hey, Amanda. Hey, Brian. So it's funny, when we were driving out of Portland into Westbrook, we didn't really notice all that much debris on the road. The rain started lightening up, and then all of a sudden we saw this parking lot. We're on the corner of Brighton Ave and I believe Howe Street or Rowe Street in the All-Speed Sports parking lot, and it looked like Portland looks, or how Maine looks rather, kind of in March and April when the snow starts melting. I'm going to pick up some of this hail that's around me, and there's a lot around me. I talked to you guys in our last half hour how this is, well, this has a little grass on it, ignore that, how this is very like spherical hail. They're almost like perfect little circles. It's really quite amazing. I compared it in our last half hour to like that fancy ice you get from like a fast food restaurant or like fancy cocktail ice, but that's honestly what it reminds me of. Me and my photographer Colby were talking about that, how it's like Dippin' Dots. We almost just want to eat it. We are not going to do that, but there is a lot of it. And this flooding here is another thing to point out. Cars have been splashing through. It's kind of started to recede a little bit. I think it's getting better. I don't anticipate it being a problem. People are just going around it. But as you can see, here comes the car driving around it. But you can see the hail almost looks like snow that you would see kind of springtime in Maine, just ready to be melted down. It's a really bizarre thing. And you can see the steam also coming off of the, I'm not going to call it a puddle, but a little bit of this flooding here. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated in our next half hour. I almost slipped on the hail because there is so much of it and it's accumulating in the parking lot where I'm standing here. It's very abundant in this little area, but we will check on you guys in our next half hour and give you an update on if the hail is melting, if this flooding is receding, etc. For now, I'll toss it back to you guys.
Bailey Kornick right there on the Portland Westbrook line. Thank you, Bailey.